Welcome to this special episode of CFB Nation. Something is brewing in Lincoln, Nebraska. Every once in a while, a community, a team, they turn and they look to someone for guidance, for leadership, to bring them out the mud, bring them out the gutter. Lincoln, Nebraska looked at Scott Frost, but they didn't realize that there was a man behind him that was coming in to take over and right the ship, and that was Matt Rhule. From the moment Matt Rhule was hired in Lincoln, Nebraska, everything has been going up. Now, Matt Rhule's small sample size, 90 games, 47 and 43. Okay, he was 19 and 20 at Baylor. In 2019, it's 11 and 3. Big 12 Coach of the Year at Temple. It's 28, 23. 10 and 4, 10 and 3 in back-to-back years in 2015, 2016. My man gets it done. Now, obviously, current, occupation didn't work out too well in the NFL. But we all know that Matt Rhule, college football is where he belongs. He excels. He has built himself a little squad of coaches that has got everything bubbling in Lincoln, Nebraska. At OC, Marcus Satterfield's got NFL experience, okay? He was with Rhule as the Panthers' assistant offensive line coach in 21. He's just coming over from the Gamecocks as their OC in 2022. Their defensive coordinator, Tony White, he's been a defensive coordinator for Syracuse for the last 3 years. And Syracuse defense was ranked in the top 30 this year in college football for most of the year. Bring that style of play to an elite program like Nebraska, and let's get it. At D-line, you want to talk about get it out the mud? Terrence Knightington, he's their D-line coach, former NFL defensive lineman for the Commanders and the Broncos. I love they're getting NFL quality coaches coming in here that are going to shake this program up. And then at running back, we got running backs coach E.J. Barthel, okay? He's UFL champion with the Las Vegas Locomotives, played 3 years at Rutgers and a year at UMass. Coaching staff is elite. They're ready to build something. So when kids step into this program and this facility, day one, year one, it's time to work. It's time to right the wrongs. Lincoln, it's time. Bringing back some studs. Key returns for the Cornhuskers. At running back, this is the dude for me. He circles it all. He's the neon sign. That's Anthony Grant. All right, running back, 5'11", 197 pounds. Man, at 218 attempts for 915 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4.5 yards per carry, 18 receptions, and 104 yards on a team that wasn't very good until the last 5 games when they turned it around a little bit on the Mickey Joseph. They are returning Casey Thompson, who was an ex-Texas transfer at 6'1", 194. He played okay last year, 63% passing, 2,400 yards, 17 touchdowns, 10 picks, 5 rushing touchdowns, and he averaged 8.3 yards per attempt. Not too shabby, okay? Wide receiver Marcus Washington had a decent year. He's another former Longhorn, 6'2", 189. 12 games, he had 31 receptions for 471 and a touchdown, and an astronomical 15 yards per catch. This is the guy I think is going to have a breakout year. He hit the portal. He came back. He said, no, I'm coming out the portal. I'm coming back to Nebraska. And that's Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. Scored the first touchdown for the Cornhuskers this year. Played 3 more games. Got hurt. Didn't play the rest of the season. He had 5 receptions for 120 and a touchdown. This guy is going to eat through the middle. Okay? Whatever QB it may be for the Cornhuskers, we'll find this guy eating across the middle of the field. From hash to hash, he is going to dominate. Okay? Coming back, this is a guy I love. That's Miles Farmer, safety, 6'3", 205. He had 75 tackles last year, 35 solo, a tackle for loss, a sack, 4 pass defenses, fumble recovery, and a forced fumble. Then at linebacker, you got that dude, that dirt digger, that Luke Reimer, 6'1", 220, in 10 games, my man had 86 tackles. In 10. Give him a full season. My boy's going over a century. Let's get it. 38 solo, 3.5 tackles for loss, a sack, interception, and 5 pass defenses. So not only does my man get in there and wreak havoc in the backfield, he can drop back in coverage. Remember the name Luke Reimer? He is going to be a dude this year that steps up. Nebraska ranked 29th in the transfer portal this year. They swung big, and they hit some homers, okay? They added, I've been saying it for a couple weeks, Moon and KT are probably tired of me saying it, MJ Sherman, edge/LB, coming out of Georgia, 6'2", 250 pounds. He was the 33rd recruit in the 2020 class. He's a good downhill linebacker who is a violent tackler. He is already, per our lads, starting at the edge position. They also brought in Chief Borders, linebacker 4-star, great at the 3-3-5 defense, 6'4", 241 pounds. He's a starter per our lads right off rip. They brought in cornerback Corey Kalia, 4-star, 6'1", 176 pounds. I think he's going to win this job. I think he's going to take it. I'm sorry, Casey Thompson. But Jeff Sims, huge in the transfer portal for the Huskers. QB out of Georgia Tech. He has 4,464 yards, 30 touchdowns. I know the 23 pick stinks and the sub 60% completion, maybe just a product of the environment he was in. He also rushed for 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns his career at Georgia Tech. I've seen all the videos. I've been watching the minute he signed in Nebraska, I dove in. Jeff Sims is hungry. He is in elite shape. He is practicing. The first day he went to high altitude. He wanted to get used to the air. He is ready. Jeff Sims wants this job. Then they go out just recently and bring in a huge tight end, Eric Gilbert, transfer from LSU and Georgia, 6'5", 248. He has 37 receptions for 384 yards, 3 touchdowns. So this man on the line is going to be a safety blanket for whether it be Sims or Thompson. His draft stock will rise. He will probably be a top 5 tight end going into the draft next year. Now, this gentleman is sneaky because you probably don't know him unless you're a Virginia Cavaliers fan. And last year was a bad year for him because he was hurt, okay? Billy Kemp IV, wide receiver slash kick returner slash punt returner slash running back when you need him, transfers over to Nebraska. Right off rip, he tallies in as his slot guy. He is the starter per our lads for Nebraska right now. 192 receptions, 1,700 yards, okay? 4 years at Virginia. He leads all punt returns in history of Virginia. He's 5'9", 170, and he is a little bottle rocket. He reminds me of a little bit in muscularity, smaller size as Deuce Vaughn. This dude can get it done. This guy is sneaky. This guy's going to ball out, and his talent will be excelled the most here because he was recruited by this gentleman 3 years ago. That's Josh Fleeks, wide receiver, 4-star. He was recruited by Matt Rhule at Baylor. He's 5'11", 192 pounds. In the 2 seasons that he did play under Matt Rhule, 39 receptions, 388 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Watch out, because they're reunited, and it feels so good. Now, big guy in the transfer portal, and he is a starter for them, and that is the center, Ben Scott, right? 13 games at right tackle in 2021. He played 11 games at center in 2022. This dude is your starting center, Nebraska. You're showing up that line with a dude who can bang. The defensive side, he's a freshman. He's coming from Texas A&M. He's a 4-star. That's Elijah Judy. Defensive lineman, 6'3", 295. Another guy, plug and play. He is going to be the starter. Defensive line already per our lads. Now, there's so much going on here. They just keep it coming. Now, recruiting-wise, we spoke about this a little bit. KT's a fan. I'm a big fan. Malachi Coleman, wide receiver, 4-star coming as recruit, 6'4", 190. He runs a sub-1100 meter, 10.46. Okay, we saw what he did in the Polynesian Bowl, balled out. Okay, this kid's got it. You're going to pair him with the gentleman I spoke about earlier. Hey, you are going to have a little squad going on. Billy Kemp, Eric Gilbert, and Josh Fleeks. You add in Marcus Washington and Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. That's a little bit of a receiving core that they didn't have the last couple years. Granted, Trey Palmer was a dude. I get it. But they're putting pieces in place. Now, they brought in Prince Will. You got him to commit. Prince Will, Human Malaya, an edge, 6'4", 225 pounds. He's a 4-star out of Texas District 11, 5A. He was a co-defensive lineman of the year as a junior. Okay? You might not know who this guy is, but pedigree and athleticism running is his family. And that's Riley Van Poppel. Okay? Defensive lineman. He's a 4-star out of Texas District 7. He's 6'4", 270 pounds. He was named District 7 4A D1 Utility Player of the Year as a junior. He played multiple odd front defensive line spots as well as a tight end and the H-back. You ready for this one? His father was a starting pitcher in the Major League Baseball for Oakland Athletics from 93 to '04. And I have multiple rookie cards from this guy. And that's Todd Van Poppel. Okay. Athleticism runs in the family. This kid's got athleticism. In 21, he had 40 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, and 7 sacks. Riley Van Poppel is a dude that is going to change the landscape for Nebraska. Jaden Doss, wide receiver, 3-star, 6', 195. He can play in a variety of roles from the outside receiver to the slot. He can play in the backfield. He can take handoffs and do reverses. He's also experienced as a return man. He shows unbelievable short area quickness, which allows him to separate as a route runner. He has above average breakaway speed, and he is very good at being elusive. They have just brought in dudes, okay? And Lincoln, get ready. We're going to take this 4-8 overall record, 3-6 in the conference, and we're going to double it over. We're going to take 4 of those losses off. We're going to give them 8-4. I think Lincoln's on them. I think Matt Rhule in year 1 is going to change the landscape in Lincoln. Big Ten Conference. Be ready for Lincoln. They got to run that spread option. They're running that multiple 4-3 defense. Matt Rhule's going to take his coaching staff and their experience and just flush it out to all of this talent that they're bringing in Nebraska. Cornhuskers, Cornhusker Nation, let's go. Let's get ready. Be prepared for an 8 or 9 victory season. I can't wait because it's something going right in Lincoln.